I think it's morning or something. Well, the plan today was to work on the soccer chair. I ordered like $110 worth of parts because I wanted to play around with the cooling fans and see if I could set them up with automatic PWM control based on the motor temperature and all this stuff. It says it'll be delivered by 10 p.m., which is fine. It usually gets there sooner than that. But last night, for whatever reason, sleeping didn't go as well as I planned. And I don't think I can get on the floor today and pull the seat off the soccer chair and screw around with a bunch of stuff. And like, it'd be lots of floor to chair transfers, and I don't think that's going to happen. So I think what I'm going to do instead is try to find a place with a shower and use that. And then we'll go from there. There's one place I know I can use, but it's all the way out by where the warehouse used to be. Yes, we're out of the warehouse now. And I don't know if I want to drive that far. So, I don't know. I'm slowly waking up, and I'm going to figure out what's going on. It's kind of frustrating because I really wanted to mess with that before we go to nationals, but maybe I should just leave it alone because I know it works currently. Anyways, I'm going to figure out what I'm doing, and then I'll be back. Okay, I decided to make the drive. Gonna head to the place that I think should have a shower that's available. And then, I believe we're gonna go back to the shop and work on that lithium 24-volt jump pack thing. I'll explain that in a little bit. The weather is also somewhat questionable today, so I'm not gonna do anything outside. Let me get a large iced coffee with no liquid sugar.
Anything else?
That's it, thank you.
First minute, please.
If you want to still get your coffees for 99 cents, you have to use the app now. Otherwise, they're like $2.99 at some locations, so whatever. This should do nicely. Now we've arrived here back at the shop. Oh, I don't have the light installed on this thing yet. I think what the plan is, I'm going to make the little adapter cable for this thing to make sort of a jump pack for a wheelchair. We took this thing apart on the live stream this last week just to see how it was built and what kind of safety was manufactured into it and whatnot. And it actually seems pretty decent. It has some inherent issues with being used as a jump pack for wheelchairs. It's not like ideal, but it'll serve my purposes. Now, when I say jump pack, I'm not talking about charging chairs. The idea is you have a chair like say this one here, for example. This one doesn't have any batteries in it, but let's say the seat lifts all the way up, or I need to, actually, we can probably test it. I need to move this leg rest so it's not sticking out as far. So we need to power up the electronics, but there's no batteries in there. So the idea is we're going to take this thing and make an adapter cable that we can plug into the charging port on the joystick. And that'll give us just enough power to be able to run the actuators. This isn't a how-to simply because this thing is not really appropriate for this use case. You can only keep the 24-volt output on for up to 30 seconds, and it toggles it off and on quickly about 4 to 6 times in that 30 seconds. So this is just something I'm making that I can use. I think primarily, since this thing has USB-C power delivery on it and some USB ports, it's just going to be a power bank mostly. And the few one-off times that I need to power up chair's electronics, it'll work for that. You do not want to try to drive the chair powered through the charging port. I know people are going to try that anyways. Don't do it. You will set things on fire or melt things or burn connectors. So that's my warning for this. So let me get set up here, and we did find out what connector this thing uses. Well, here, hang on a second. In a strange twist of fate, the owner's manual for this thing actually said what this connector was right here. So I went on Amazon and ordered some stuff. Let's see what we got. Those are just the XLRs. My connectors aren't in here. Huh. Apparently Amazon deliveries to the new shop here are not as predictable as it has been other places. Of course, I can't find it in the manual at the moment, but I just looked on my order. The EC8 connectors that we need will be here sometime this afternoon. So at that point, or at this point, actually here, you can see these things. At this point, now I'm waiting on Amazon deliveries and I can't really do anything else. So I'm gonna get caught up on some emails and stuff, I guess. And then hopefully this stuff shows up before 10 p.m. By the way, these are sort of knockoff Nutric connectors, but I've been using these things to charge this chair almost every day, and they can handle 10 amps no problem. They don't get hot at all. So for the price and what they are, if I remember, I will put a Amazon associate link down in the description. They come in a 4-pack, I believe. They don't sell them separately, so you're gonna get 2 pairs, male and female. This section really isn't used for anything, but for the price, it's worth these connectors because they are actually pretty good. Well, no updates as of yet on the Amazon delivery. It just changed status to out for delivery a couple hours ago. I just realized I had a couple orders I needed to make, so been working on getting those shipped out. There was a couple of the quantum seat lift test / bypass cables. So I was working on building up a few of those. They're really tiny things, but they use this wire that's really small and these crimpers, and I have to wear the magnifying glass headset and all that stuff. I need to set aside some time and actually build up a bunch of these and get them ready to go. Because right now, if somebody orders one, I just have to make them one at a time, and that's not super, what am I trying to say? Not super effective with time. I was digging through stuff though, and I found these switches. These originally, I was going to put on the soccer chair for the fan control. The difference with these is they have a little blue light, so it's obvious when your fans are on. Now, I don't know if that LED is set up for 12 or 24 volts. I would assume 12 volts, but hang on, let me see. I feel like I've seen my power supply recently. We're gonna sacrifice one of these and see if they will work on 24 volts. Hang on. Okay, power supply. Will it turn on? There we go. All right, cool, 12 volts. We've got these guys here. Oh, it says 20 amps, 12 volts DC. So one could assume that means 12 volts, but let's see what actually happens here. Why is it not lighting? It should be lighting. Oh, there we go. Oh, they're backwards. What? Weird. So when you push it the opposite way, the light comes on. Okay, that's pretty strange. Let's go ahead and precariously perch this here. So we're using 4 milliamps, which is about right for some LEDs. Let's go ahead and start ramping this up and see what happens here. Okay, we're at 9 milliamps. It's going to start getting hot at some point and probably try to blow out on us. Okay, 12 milliamps. That's kind of a lot for a little LED. Let's keep going. 16. Okay, there's 24 volts and we're at like 18 milliamps. That is kind of a lot for an LED, a single one. I mean, maybe it'll work. That's really strange though that the light is on the opposite side. I wonder if they're all that way. I'm gonna crank this up to 25. And then I think we're just gonna see if I can carefully set this down without shorting everything out. We're just gonna let this bake for a little bit and see if anything changes. That thing does look pretty bright. Let's see here. Let me turn this down one click and see if our 5 volts gets pretty dim. There's 15. Oh yeah, definitely getting brighter. Well, 20 milliamps is pretty high for one LED, but depending on what it is, it might be okay with it. So anyways, it's currently 5:21, and we're gonna let this bake and see what happens. We've been running now for about 5 minutes or so, and I guess I'm probably not the best at determining heat, but 19 milliamps on one blue LED I think might be okay. I was doing some looking around on different data sheets, and they're anywhere between 15 and 30 milliamps for a single LED that's blue. So, I can detect some heat down in there, actually. So, I don't know. It might be okay. Maybe not. We're definitely running it hard, that's for sure. I'm going to leave it running. Once again, still waiting on deliveries before we can do anything else here. Meh. It is now almost 6:30. This is running for about an hour, and we're still pulling 19 milliamps. I can feel a little bit of heat going on in here. There's got to be a resistor in there, and this is obviously the LED plus that resistor. Maybe it's internally resisted. I don't know, but it seems to be working. And near as I can tell, for a 3mm blue LED, or whatever size that is, I can't even tell. Up to 30 milliamps is fine. So we're going to call these good. I think these should work for the soccer chairs. I'm going to have to run a ground wire, but yeah. Oh, I did find the pin out. It's, come on, hand. I'm starting to think at this point that the deliveries may not show up here in a reasonable amount of time. Tomorrow, we're doing a fundraiser that goes from like noon till 10 p.m. at a restaurant. So, I don't know. I'd kind of like to get a video out today, but I guess we'll see what happens. Been screwing around with the smart home stuff and repairing things. Anyways, I think we're going to call it for today. Thanks for bearing with me. Like, all the move... Oh, there's a fan in that thing. Yeah, things are still a little bit hectic from the move. The warehouse is completely finally done. I've handed off the keys to the new tenant, so that's good. I've gotten all the paperwork taken care of, and I never need to set foot in there again. So, really nice having that done. Now, we're going to see if I can get myself a place to live that does not have wheels under it. Once again, I'm not selling the bus. I'm going to keep it for road trips and also for backup living, just in case for whatever reason I get an apartment or something and it doesn't work out, or I have to move, or the city comes in and red tags something again. I don't know. But anyways, we're going to give up on trying to do this for today. I guess the universe really doesn't want me to make this into a jump pack in a video. But yeah, I mentioned earlier we're doing a fundraiser. It's for the Power Soccer Nationals trip. We're still trying to squeak out the last little bit of funding we can. It's kind of expensive to fly a whole bunch of people across the country. We're going to do the live stream Thursday just like normal. And then next week, well, I'll talk about it on the live stream. I'm going to be in Chicago and then Indiana next week, but we'll figure out something. We'll make something happen somehow. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys Thursday on the live stream. See you then. Want to hear a funny joke? I recorded this last clip and decided to just not work on stuff today, and everything showed up. It's right there. Like, the video's done rendering, and I'm proofing it. I guess I'm going to re-render it, but I don't know. I guess the lesson for today is you can't always get done what you get done. You can't always do what you planned on doing. Words. Originally wanted to work on the soccer chair. No energy to get up and off of the floor. Decided to go take a shower instead. That used most of the energy that I had for the rest of the day. So we just played with a blue LED, which, by the way, excuse me, it's now about 8 p.m. and this thing's been running at 25 volts for however long that's been. Completely fine. It's not like perceivably warm, so I don't know if it would have a normal lifespan, but you're usually only playing a soccer game for like 90 minutes at a time. So I think these might be a viable option for the fans to have an indicator light, because if you've got a soccer chair, I can guarantee you've left the fans on by accident before. And this little blue retina scalding LED should let you know that they're still on. But anyways, moral of the story, I suppose, just be okay with not getting stuff done that you wanted to, or be flexible, or I don't know. Being a cripple is weird sometimes. Yes, I use that word. But anyhow, see ya.
I'm waiting by the window, watching the street. The parts I need are coming, oh, it'll be sweet. But the clock is ticking, and my patience is thin. The coffee's almost gone, and I ain't grinning. The kettle's empty, can't brew another pot. The restlessness is rising in this little spot. I check the tracking number, refresh and refresh. Waiting for the doorbell, it's a daily stress. Oh,